Insider. Let's talk about translation, let's talk about languages, and today I'm talking about something that it's very, very on top of popularity or not, and something that always creates a little bit of a fuss. I know I've done a video before about this. I decided to revisit this topic and give you a little bit of my personal opinion about it and what I think might be the myths associated with it in our industry. I'm talking about AI, so come with me. Let's talk about AI. So let's talk about AI. I know this is a very hot topic at the moment. It's been for a while. Um, it's polarizing as well. There is some people that are very, very fiercely against it, and there is other people that um, totally embrace it and are 100% for it. I don't think there is an in-between on this topic. As I said, it's very polarizing. A lot of people like it, a lot of people dislike it. Um, let's see what my opinion is about it, and let's see what really it is about, and why, in my view, is causing so much trouble and is causing people to be so afraid of it and at times, and all the myths associated with it, especially in our industry, I must say. So, first of all, my opinion. Well, um, if there is someone in the middle on this discussion, I would be towards that point, although I have to say I'm more on the against side than on the pro side. I'm not a very fan of AI. I must admit I do not work with it, and I don't really tend to accept jobs that where AI is involved. I just don't enjoy doing that. Um, and I think there is a lot of cons associated with AI, and that's what, in my view, is causing all myths that sometimes come about and all these sometimes negative views about it as well. So my view, for example, is that if we don't see what may come out of this, a lot of bad things may come our way, and we can see that already in place. For example, on platforms like Facebook and other social media platforms, we see a lot of the result of the misuse of AI. So you can create photos, you can create videos, you can create a lot of things. And of course, if you are doing it for the right thing, it can be really positive, it saves you time, and it may help you be more productive, etc. etc. The problem is, we all know that a lot of people don't like to use things or technology or any other thing for a good purpose, and they use it for the wrong thing. And a lot of fake videos, fake photos have emerged everywhere. For example, if you go to Facebook, it's been inundated with, for example, fake photos of the royal family, fake photos of presidents, fake photos of other politicians. It is a constant thing. Recently, even fake photos of celebrities and entrepreneurs like Elon Musk, etc. And you see that it's damaging, because if people create a photo of someone else and make all sorts of allegations about that person, it can really be a serious issue. in regards to videos, I think I said this in a previous video of mine about this topic. I've seen a video where a politician was actually saying something, and believe me, I know that politician was a Portuguese politician, and I could see that. I could see the video. It was definitely his face. It was definitely his voice, or so I thought. And he was saying something totally bizarre. And at the moment I reacted to that post, and I realized that it had been taken off the day after. Um, and then I started asking questions, and that's when I really, um, I would say, I got woken up to all this boom of falsehoods that AI could bring. Um, I then started investigated. I went to the main newspapers in Portugal, because I knew that if that particular video was true, and if that politician had said what was shown in that video, it would be all over the Portuguese press, because it would have been a scandal. So I just went there, and nothing about it. It was just nothing. So I saw straight away, this is the reason why the video was taken out. It was fake. So after that, I realized, for example, people posting photos, claiming photo, and this can be things like posting photos of Lisbon, and then you look at those photos, and I was born in Lisbon, and I know Lisbon very well, and I could see that, well, this is not Lisbon at all. So there's fake photos of Lisbon, fake photos of other cities, fake videos of all sorts of things. And this is the wrong side of AI. This is when AI may be used to cause harm, to do harm, and to do all sorts of wrong things. So I can see in the future, if we don't do anything about this bad side of AI, it can lead to a lot of issues, a lot of people being accused of things wrongly, things like that, and that is the wrong side of AI. Obviously, there is also a positive side. It can be used to help people speed up their creative process, etc., etc. I know a lot of editors, a lot of content writers, a lot of copywriters use AI to create their content. Well, I know it is another gray area, because if you are charging a client for copywriting and you're doing it with AI, it poses that question. Well, if it's a machine that is doing it for you, it's not your job, it's a machine. Well, that's, and then that comes to the second part of this video, which is the myths. As I said, I don't use it. I'm not a very big fan of it, but I've already seen it being used, and I have to agree, it may really help in some cases. However, the myth that it will eventually take over us, I still think, and at this point, I don't think it will be the case. However, of course, I think there needs to be boundaries set here, so we don't go to that point where we have a lot of that bad stuff happening, and AI actually taking over as a bad thing. Not really taking over humans, but taking over as something terribly negative. So, what are the myths? Well, for example, in our industry, there's always been the myth that AI will take over translators, because he already does a lot of translation job, blah, blah, blah. There's even translators using AI or working in these AI projects, when they basically are training these AI algorithms to be more efficient and translate better. So a lot of colleagues are extremely against those other colleagues that do this, because they say you are now training the ones that are going to take your job. Well, I wouldn't say it's that black and white. I don't think everything in life is black and white. There's always all these shades of gray. I know, pun non intended. And you need to look at things in a more open-minded um, aspect and approach to things. I don't think AI is going to take our jobs. And the reason I think this is never going to happen, it's because there is very specific fields that will always require a human eye to have a look at things. Because these things, and especially when you talk about languages, a language is something that it's very characteristic of a certain country, of a certain culture. I've mentioned this before. Even if you have variants of the same language, which need to come into place and have definitely a very important role in the translation industry, because we need to have our work localized, otherwise all sorts of issues can raise from it. If you're working with languages, you know that they constantly evolving, that you have all those cultural traces, you have all those things that a machine still cannot emulate. Even if you train AI, and I believe AI is going to develop in just 1 or 2 years or 3 years that's been in place, we've seen the huge development that he had since it started. Yes, I have to agree with that. Yes, it is true. However, there in this particular business, in the language field, I believe there's always the need for a translator, a human, to have a look at things. For example, I've seen it used in the medical field, where a doctor actually hears the patient, talks to the patient, and hears what's the complaints, and his computer, he has a device, and the computer is actually capturing all the things that he wants to capture, and he then tells the computer, and the computer creates that report for him. At the end, I saw that happening in front of me. At the end, he just has to read the report that the computer have prepared, so that AI has prepared for him, and alter anything that he thinks he might need some correction, and then he saves it as he thinks fit. So we can see, for example, here is one of the aspects, the positive aspects of AI, that doctor can spend more time talking to his patient and discussing all the possibilities, the case, etc., the treatment, whilst the computer is taking care of that report, instead of the doctor just being typing away while the client was talking, or the patient. So this is the positive side of it. However, I still saw that doctor having a look at the report and correcting any things that he thought he might have not been exactly what he wanted. So a human eye is always really important. Another very important field that I think would be important in this case would be the law. Would a judge trust anything prepared by AI? I don't think so, because the legal field is a very, very, very it's a minefield, quite frankly, and where language plays a very important part. We all know that legal language is very, very, very complicated, and a word can totally change the context. And for the legal context, they use words in a way to create a certain perspective for, of course, defend their clients. So I don't think a lawyer would be totally reliant on AI, because, of course, this is a very, very complicated field that needs to have facts and all of that. I'm thinking about that maybe in the future, the legal profession, many lawyers will be dealing with AI, but in another perspective, in the perspective of all these unfortunate fake photos, fake videos, and all these misinformation and false content that is being published that eventually will lead into court cases and all that. But that's another story. That's not a good use of AI. So today I wanted to talk about this because I don't think it will take our jobs um, per se. I don't think we just have a computer doing all the translations and off they go. Of course, there will always be those people that may think that is enough. But we had that when when machine translation came about and we had Google Translate. We had a lot, and unfortunately, we did have a lot of people that used Google Translate for their websites and sometimes for letters and things like that. And there was a lot of, errors and things that were not done properly. There's always going to be that the case. There's always going to be that. But professionals, someone that has a company and has a reputation to defend, of course, they're not going to resort to something like that. They want it to be done by a professional that they know it's going to look into it and it's going to have that level of care that, of course, a machine cannot achieve. So this is what I think. Uh, I don't think is that doom and gloom that sometimes is portrayed by, I must admit, some of our colleagues. I don't think it's going to be that doom and gloom. However, I'm not a fan of AI, as I said. Um, I'm really open-minded about it. I see the benefits and the the damage that it can cause. So it's one of those things needs to be dealt with care, needs to be dealt really carefully. However, it's not that huge monster that some may think. I decided to talk about this and revisited this topic because I think I had something to add, and I would like to talk about it. Uh, I think offering, for example, another question that sometimes comes about, should we accept these type of jobs? Should we not? Well, as a translator, uh, as I said, I do not enjoy working with that type of technology, so I usually don't consider that type of project. But that does not mean that I'm going to crucify or I am going to criticize any of my colleagues if they do so. If it's for you, if you think that it may be a good source of income for you, for example, and that you enjoy doing that sort of project, I don't think is a wrong thing. I don't think you are damaging our industry just because you are doing that. I don't think that. The same thing goes for the machine translation. A few decades ago, when it started, that everyone was really outraged by it, and everyone was against everyone else that was doing it. Um, I don't think that's the way around it, quite frankly. I think if it works for you, if you think it's the right project for you, and if you enjoy it, why not? It's your career, it's your business. I think the main thing here is to make the right decision for your business and to make the right decision for yourself. It's not going to be good if you are going to be working in something that really you don't enjoy doing, and you are going to feel extremely frustrated or extremely bored or something like that. So it needs to be a balance here. If you don't like it, if you don't really enjoy this type of project, then you just have to say that you're not the right fit for the project. But if you really like it, if you think, oh well, why not? It's exciting. It's a brand new thing. Let me explore this avenue. Why not? It's up to you. So this is something that I really wanted to say because I've seen how polarizing this is, especially in our industry. I've seen how polarizing this is, and I think it shouldn't be. I think discussions like this are more important and are definitely in order, We need to discuss more about these issues and see the pros and cons of things rather than just bury our hands in the sand and get our heads rather than hands. I said hands, I'm sorry. Bury our heads in the sand and just go on the, bandwagon of just criticizing bandwagon and no, it's bad, it's bad, it's bad, it's going to take our jobs. Let's look at this, let's discuss it, let's see what it is first, um what it can bring, what is the good things, what is the bad things. And I think at the end we will see, we'll have a very different overview of what AI is and what we might want to do with AI. So for today, I hope you really liked this insider of today. I hope you really shine a light on this big myth, on this big monster that some portray AI to be. But if you have any questions, any suggestions about this, please leave a comment below. Let's start a discussion. As I said, it's very important to start discussion about these sort of things, because the more we talk about things, the more information, real information, is out there about things, the more informed people are and better informed they will be to make decisions about things. I think when you sleep over an issue, you make better decisions. And if you are well informed and if you have everything, all the cards on the table, you will be able to see what really things are and if they are obviously something for you or not. That's why I decided to talk about this, because I think, just as I said, burying our heads in the sand is not the way about it. And I think a proper discussion about it, I think, was in order, and I think it's the best way to go. So if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. As I've said this before, a lot of my viewers come and watch my videos, but then they don't put a like, or they don't comment, or they don't subscribe the channel. I would like you to ask you, if you really like my videos, if you come and watch, please put a like and subscribe the channel, because that will help my channel grow, and also it will help my content to reach more people. So share as well, if you would like, share on your socials, so more people possibly may watch my videos and be interested in what I have to say. Just put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell, so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Before I go, as I always do, have a good week. See you next week. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a good one. Bye.